Hello everyone and welcome back on Talking As Roma, the only and true channel that talks about As Roma here on YouTube. So welcome back. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. As a reminder, I collaborate with romapress.net. Is a website that talks about the AS Roma. Right now it's very hot because of the dealing that should be closing today between Pallotta and Friedkin for the change of property of AS Roma. So it's very important. Go there and check the latest news. You can find a lot of fresh news right now. Having said that, I want to comment the fact that Roma is at the 8th of finals and Meher is amazing. So these are the two main facts of today. Roma is at the 8th of finals. We eliminated Gent, which is a team from Belgium. Last week I started the channel. Now I made basically a victory against Lecce, and we passed the stage against Gent. So it's a very good channel, guys. Subscribe. This is my suggestion. We tied 1-1 in Belgium. We haven't won the match yesterday, but having won 1-0 in Rome, it was sufficient. Now, in Rome, there is a lot of critics that are falling on the performance of AS Roma of yesterday, which, to be fully honest, was not a brilliant performance, okay? It was not an amazing performance. We cannot expect to win the cup playing like that. Unless you are very lucky, you cannot expect to win the cup playing like that. Why? In the two matches that we played against Ghent, we gave them we let them too many possibilities to score. That is the main issue. Yesterday we at the same time haven't shot too many times against their goal. Even though at the end, if you watch the match, you could have seen a lot of possible very dangerous occasions that we haven't finalized because of the last pass that we were missing, especially at the end of the match when Ghent was trying to score the 2-1 to come back regarding the qualification. But how was the match? I mean, how did it evolve? Ghent scored the 1-0, and at that moment it was very hard for us because, of course, the stadium, their team kind of got some more energy, and I was expecting a very hard match. The guy who scored is David, is a good striker from them. He's just 20 years old, so it's a very good player that they had, probably the best one that they have. Luckily for us, after 6 minutes, Mkhitaryan gave another amazing ball to Kluivert, really an amazing ball. If you haven't watched the highlights, go there and check it, because the ball was great for Kluivert that scored the 1-1. At that point, the match kind of ended. I'm not saying that they haven't created some other possibility to score the 2-1, but the qualification was never at risk. At the end of the day, what Roma should have done yesterday was to score one goal. We knew it the day before. This is what we have done. Okay, we haven't performed very well in defense. For example, Mancini hasn't performed very well yesterday. At the same time, Spinazzola was not absolutely sufficient in the defensive phase, but as well in the offensive phase. Cristante has always the same issues, because Cristante is not a defending midfielder. I want to say that for people that are outside the world, around the world, Cristante is not a defensive midfielder. He had an amazing season with Atalanta, playing basically as an offensive midfielder. He scored, for example, many times with a header. He scored in one season 14 goals. So he's a midfielder that has a lot of goals to score, and if you use it in front of your defense, is completely useless, because he cannot construct any good actions. He's not a playmaker, and he has difficulties to stop the players that are of the other team that are acting in that area. For example, yesterday Gigi, the guy from Ghent, or Gigi, what's his name? I don't even know. He shot like 3 or 4 times in a row in the second half from the area where Cristante is supposed to be. So one thing, please give me Diawara back. Diawara is coming back. I don't know if he will be in the squad list for the next match of this weekend. Hopefully he will be. For sure he will not be ready to play from the first minute, but we absolutely need Diawara to be back. Yesterday we have seen exactly the same thing that we've seen with Lecce. Veretout basically was playing in defense when Roma was trying to make an offensive action. I mean, was constructing was playing in defense when we were attacking. That's what I wanted to say. He was playing right on a defense of 3. Why do we do this? To let Kolarov and Spinazzola attack without caring of the defensive part of the defensive job. So we were expecting a good performance of Spinazzola, which was absolutely insufficient. I mean, Spinazzola is making me regret the fact that Bruno Perez is not in the European list. We could not add, for example, Bruno Perez in the European list because we exceeded the maximum changes that you can do during the season. So Bruno Perez it's out of the list. So basically the 3 players that for me are insufficient yesterday are Mancini, Cristante and Spinazzola. I mean, there is a 4th one, that is Carles Perez. Not a good performance, not at least in line with the performances that he provided in the last matches. I think that he suffered the fact that Roma yesterday played defensively. We yesterday haven't got, for example, a high percentage of ball possession. We tried to go more vertical compared to the last matches, and this is the reason for this, in my opinion, is that we wanted to score 1 goal, which was the goal. Was the purpose of yesterday. The goal to score 1 goal was the goal of yesterday. Can we say this sentence in English? Let me know in the comments. At the end of the day, we are at the 8 of finals of Europa League, which is very good. I don't understand, as I said, a lot of critics that people are making on the performance of yesterday, or at least I understand them, but they should be reasonable critics. One point, the field yesterday was terrible. The field was terrible. I don't know if you watched the match, but if you did, you might have noticed that the field was in very terrible conditions, and this was a bit of a complication for our very light strikers such as Carles Perez and Kluivert. The rest of the team played sufficiently. For example, Kolarov had a good performance, Dzeko had a good performance, Kluivert scored a good goal, and we're at the 8 of finals. As to end this video, I want to just remind you that today there is the draw for the next match of Europa League. There are very good teams. For example, I would like to avoid Manchester United, Sevilla of Monchi. I would like to avoid it because Sevilla in Europa League is always a terrible. Is always terrible. Full stop. I learned this. When you don't know a sentence, you need to put or a word, you need to put a full stop. So it's always terrible, Sevilla in Europa League. Manchester United as well, I would like to avoid it, as I said. Getafe right now is playing very well, but you don't know in 15 days or 20 days how they will be. It's always a question mark. Other teams that I would like to avoid, the Inter. Why do I want to avoid Inter? Because Inter is a very good team. We cannot deny that. And I would like to avoid the Italian derby at this stage of the competition. Other teams that seems very hard for Roma, maybe Wolverhampton is always an English team. It's not good to face it right now. Shakhtar Donetsk might be hard. The other teams are in the possibility of Roma. If I have to tell you, I would like to play against Istanbul Başakşehir once again, even though it's a very strange team. We destroyed them in the group stage, and and maybe Lask, of course. Basilea, Bayer Leverkusen, Copenhagen. These are teams that Roma can play with. I'm not saying that we're gonna win easily, but at least we can. We have good chances. Let me know which is the team that you hope to get in the draws. Let me know your comments about this video, about the match of yesterday. Drop 1,000,000,000 likes. Subscribe to this channel, and see you to the next video. Ciao. No. Clear eyes, full hearts can lose.